I was an animal lover, and especially a dog lover. And the thing about animal rights is you can commit horrors. You can be a Ringling Brothers circus elephant beater, and you can be a SeaWorld orca torturer. But when you change your mind, you're welcome with open arms. You can fight all the dogs you want. If you want, if you see the light, we welcome you. And so the Japanese government, I have no idea why they would do this. But to me, it just seems like the stupidest thing they could possibly do. They go, we are stopping whaling this year because of the Sea Shepherd Society. So I thought, well, if they say that's the reason they're stopping it, I'm going to write a check to the Sea Shepherd Society. And I sent it in, and I wrote on the check, I want to meet Captain Paul Watson. And then one day he came over and he said, they need a fourth ship. And he started to explain why. And I know Paul, and he is a man of singular purpose, and he's completely serious about everything. Everything he does is for the whales and for the ocean. So when Paul says he needs another boat, I go, he's got to have a pretty good reason. So I said, would you name it after me? And he said, yeah. And I said, can I go on it? And he said, yeah. So I got the boat. And I know the theory was that if there was one Sea Shepherd ship per every illegal Japanese poaching vessel, that would really help the good guys. And the few whales that we understand they've taken this year, that's at that point the hunt was going so badly. They knew it was a failure. They're just blowing a magnificent animal apart with a harpoon grenade to say zero tolerance. Well, we got one, and that's disgusting. So I think outside of hoping that this is the last year and hoping that they stop, I think I'm with everybody that knows people on those ships, and I wake up every morning and I want to make sure they're okay, because it's just too dangerous. Paul told me at some point there's going to be a big surprise. There's going to be something very interesting about the ship. And I thought, I don't know what that could be. But when it was revealed that it was a former member of the Japanese illegal poaching fleet, I thought it was quite a coup. I like it because it shows that a tool of evil can become a force for good, and that even people that are pro-whaling now, like the ship used to be pro-whaling, they can change their mind about it and will be welcomed with open arms. And that's what I feel we did with that old Japanese whaling boat ship. I directed an episode of the Drew Carey Show that had Drew racing a pet greyhound. And if you know anything about greyhound racing, these animals are not pets. They live in cages at the track. They're frequently owned by the track. The only time they're ever loose is when they're racing. They never touch the ground. And then they end up in a mass burial grave behind the betting windows. And the writers wouldn't change it to make it more palatable, so I said, well, I'm going to give away all my money from this episode to some animal charity. Now, I'd already started my foundation, which rescues dogs. We do a lot of different things, but one of them is we rescue dogs from the LA County kill shelters and train them to be certified assistance dogs, which we give to the deaf and vets with post-traumatic stress disorder. And so I was on my mission to educate the public about greyhound racing and give away my money from the Drew Carey show. So I called my business manager. I said, well, you know, whatever I'm going to make from this thing, I'm going to give it to PETA, because I had heard of PETA. And PETA set up a photo shoot, and we were supposed to get 5 greyhounds from a greyhound rescue to be in the picture. And this greyhound rescue was getting its dogs from a certain track. And the track found out that the dogs were going to be in a PETA ad. So they said, you're supposed to get 7 more dogs next month. We're going to kill those dogs if you let the ones you have now be in the ad. And I thought, oh my goodness. Because I went to the photo shoot and there were no dogs. And I said, what happened to them? And they go, well, you know, it didn't work out. And that's the reason why. So, you know, that day with anger was kind of percolating in the back of my mind, and then this happened, and I thought that was really disturbing. And look, it's a slippery slope. Once you get, you know, once you start finding out about this, and you start finding about factory farming, and you find out about SeaWorld, and you find out about Ringling Brothers, and you got to start boycotting this and that, and it's just like, oh my goodness. But it's not a negative thing. I always tell people, yeah, it's a slippery slope, but it's nice at the bottom of the slope. You know, you're a little uncomfortable when you start rolling, but once you land, you're better off. And so is the world, and so are the animals. The future for the animals is they will have rights, and we will not use them for clothing. We will not use them for food. We will not use them for entertainment. We will not use them for medical experiments, which are bogus, and we will not abuse them in any way. Now, when that's going to happen, I'm not too sure, but I do think it will happen, and I think that here in the year 2013, there's a lot of really good things happening. I think people's attitudes are changing. Some stuff goes forward, some stuff seems like it's going back a little bit, but overall I think it's I think it's moving in a positive direction, and I think that we're going to be thought of as barbarians when people look back in 100 years and see that we put orcas in concrete bathtubs, and that we ate pigs, and that we poached whales in a whale sanctuary.
Thanks, Sam Simon, from all of the Sea Shepherd crew.
Thank you, Sam Simon!